There we go. Now you should be able to hear me. No, just go this route. We are live. Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to send it, but it's okay. We're live with the Streamathon. What is that? I'm sorry, give me 1 second, people. All right, sorry about that. Needed to turn the volume down on one of my devices, but I'll be back TikTok. I'm sorry, trying to send this link. I got one of my guys joining me tonight. My good friend Darius Howard. My guy Darius Howard is joining me. I know him from the basketball world. We did one basketball tournament together. So I just sent him the link, and hopefully he gets it. And excuse me, he has an easy time joining. So, but yes, we got Darius Howard tonight. One of these nights, I think my guy Bruce Massey. You know Bruce Massey from Autumn one-on-one circuits, the next chapter. I don't know enough of those circuits to start trying to name them, but if you watch one-on-one basketball, you'll know who Bruce is. But we got him coming on as well. Tonight will be another short stream as we are preparing ourselves to get out to Texas Roadhouse. So we'll be at Texas Roadhouse in Macon on Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. I will post a flyer, and also I will be out in Macon handing out flyers so that people will take the flyer to Texas Roadhouse, and it will allow Texas Roadhouse to give 10% of your total bill will be donated to the nonprofit in our fundraising efforts. That is Wednesday. This week, the 22nd, I believe, is the date. On man, what month is this? July 22nd, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia. We will be there. What's up, man? I'm sorry you said hi, bro. I'm so sorry I'm not familiar with who you are. But what's up, Brody? How you doing, man? Everybody's family. But yes, we will be at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia on Wednesday night from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Like I said, we will have a flyer that we're passing out. Please bring the flyer to Texas Roadhouse. It will be them saying, hey, your bill was $70. Would you like to donate 10% of your bill to Soul Seekers as they're raising funds? And you just say yes, or once you show them the flyer, they will automatically know you are donating 10% of your total bill to us. Now, the way it works, they're not going to add 10%. I had that wrong. They're not going to add 10%. It's just 10% of whatever you've already spent at Texas Roadhouse. So if you show up and you spend $200, That's fine. They're not going to add 10% to your $200 total. They are just going to take 10% of your $200 total and donate it to us. So we will be there Wednesday at 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then we will also be there this Saturday. We will also be there this Saturday from uh, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So come on, check us out. We will be giving out flyers, and those flyers is how you will be able to support us once you show up. We will be closing the Streamathon August 1st at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia. Sounds like my guy just joined. There you go. Let me let him up. My guy,
What's good with you, boss?
this is my guy, everybody. This is my guy. This is my guy, Darius, Coach Howard. I'm gonna talk a little bit about you first, then I'm gonna let you do your own.
Man, go ahead on, brother.
Then I'm gonna let you do your own introduction. I met Darius a couple years back. We were at a tournament. We teamed up for a tournament in Florida, and my memory of this guy, we was running through some drills, and they was doing closeout, showing how we want this rotation to look. And this dude here, man, got a clip. I mean, this dude don't miss. That dude was closing out, and Darius, he put that shot up. He told him, "You too late." That ball hit nothing but bottom. I said, "Oh my God, this dude got a jumper." So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come
This is
on,
my guy
man.
Darius. Go ahead and talk a little bit about yourself, man.
Hey man, Chaz, first and foremost, thank you for having me as a guest, man. I really appreciate it. Our time that we met has been nothing but great, uplifting, and highly encouraging, brother. I appreciate it very much so, man. You've been great. Colleague, friend, everything, man. You know, we talk about just about everything, but
Everything.
as he said, man, my name is Darius Howard. Played overseas for a few years, about 6 or 7 years of my life. I aspire to be a coach that encourages the youth, encourages guys that are want to be inspiring pros. Born and raised in Lake Charles, Louisiana, currently living in Kissimmee, Florida. That's between Tampa and Orlando, and kind of where
Okay.
the world of Disney lives. So yeah,
Okay.
that's just a little bit about me.
All right. Now we gonna talk a little bit about your overseas career.
Come
Go
on.
ahead, let these people know something, Darius. Go ahead, just whatever you want to let them know about your overseas career. Go ahead, let them know.
Yeah, man. So my story is a little bit for me it's more inspiring. The guys, I went to four different colleges, kind of how you see guys go now, go from college to college. I went to Navarro Junior College in Corsicana, Texas. That was 2001, 2002. So that talks about my age right there. Um, old man talking. And then after that, I tore my ACL.
Okay.
And so after I tore my ACL, the coaches, they didn't want me back in Navarro, looked at me as a liability, which I understand now. I get that. Being a head coach of a men's semi-pro team, you know, it's next man up. And so that's how they looked at it. They didn't know how fast I was going to recover. So my mom made a phone call to a coach that was actually looking at me. But my cousin was going there. He was driving there. The coach was also interested in my cousin named Devin Dozier. And we end up driving down there to Alabama to Lurleen B. Wallace Community College in Andalusia, Alabama, and I spent 2 years over there. Became JUCO All American. My second year there, the first year I had to sit out due to injury, so I redshirted. After that, 2003, 2004. No, 2004, 2005, I went to Glenville State NCAA Division two and ran into
Okay.
politics.
Hold on. Now
Politics,
we gonna stop there.
yeah,
People really do not now. When I was a casual and I didn't really understand basketball the way I do now, people really think when you saying politics that it's like, oh no, you just wasn't good. Them politics and basketball is a real thing. Like
it's
people
real,
really don't understand
real.
politics and basketball. It is a real thing. Like you could be the coldest thing walking, and if they do not want to rock with you, it ain't really
Or
much you could do
not.
about that. Go ahead,
Nah,
tell
man.
these people about the because they I be saying that they don't be believing me.
Listen,
Tell these
man.
people about politics.
Preseason, I was starting, right? I was starting. I was averaging about roughly about 15 a game via preseason. Mid preseason, I seen a shift, a change of a local kid. He was from Charleston, West Virginia, and they had
Hmm.
one state. Um, this kid may have been about 6'2", named Nick Dent. Oh, he could shoot it. I'm not gonna lie. White kid, he could shoot it, man. Had a strap on him, but he was nowhere near close to who I was at that time. I was a veteran. I was a journeyman. You know, this is my third college that I'm at. They, of course, gave me a full ride coming out of junior college and everything. I had several different offers. Um, I don't regret going there. I just
Yeah.
wish I had better guidance at the time. But
Okay.
nevertheless, me being there, I started realizing the shift had changed, had happened, and the shift was me getting less playing time, him getting more playing time. And this is before conference happened. Was starting in preseason, so I didn't like that because I went too hard in practice, and at that time, of course, ball is life for me. And I took basketball way too serious, way too serious to allow, no offense, some scrawny white boy out of West Virginia take my position. Um, but again, I give him credit because he didn't know about it, and neither did I know about it until later on in life.
Right.
Um, and so every day I treated him bad in practice. I made sure the coach knew that he wasn't better than me, and I let the coach know that. But what I did not know is that, you know, his parents were givers within the college community,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And so they, of course, we did Christmas. I want to say it was Christmas at their house in Charleston, West Virginia at the time. And I didn't think nothing of it. Of course, I'm thinking, hey, put your best person on the court. A guy
Hmm.
named Chad Hagenson was the head coach, and he probably hated me at the time because every day I would let him know, hey, listen, man, this guy's not better than me. Why are you even starting him? Oh, Howard, is your attitude? I'm like, nah, I didn't have an attitude. When you was recruiting me, I didn't have an attitude. You told me I was one
Right.
of the most respectable young men at the time, but those things are real. That long story short, that those politics are real, but I didn't give up. I still had one iron in the fire, man. I left. Of course, that head coach he ended up leaving. The
Hmm.
assistant coach was like, hey, man, I'll have you back, but I'm bringing other guys in, and you'll be a senior. You're on the bench. And I told him straight up, I said, you're not bringing in nobody better than me, and I'm going NAIA. And so everybody, these young kids, they like to knock NAIA and junior college, but half of them not even good enough to go there.
Yeah.
If I'm being frank, NAIA guards get recruited to Power Five schools. Now, NAIA bigs don't get recruited as much to Power Five schools in the nature of basketball now with NIL, but the guards, you can find some really tough guards in NAI, and I happen to be one of them. I went there. I got a bunch of accolades. We made the national tournament. That was the first year that they had made it. Southwest Assembly of God University out
Mm.
of Waxahachie, Texas, and there, um, I made first team all conference. I made newcomer of the year. I was at one point I was top five in the nation in steals. I was second in assists in the conference. I averaged about 18 or 19 a game playing point guard at 6'4". So I was a big point guard, and
Mm.
man, that was the time where big point guards were really starting to make their wave in
Yeah.
basketball. Outside of Magic and all those guys, the 6'4" and up, 6'3" and up guys, they was calling us big point guards and everything. But nevertheless, man, I never gave up. A scout out of France named Max seen me at the national tournament, and
Hmm.
man, I had 20 points, 8 assists against the number one team. I think they was called like Blue Mountain out of West Virginia. They was stacked, 6'6" and up. Those guys were loaded, man. We lost the first round, but hey, man, that was hey, we nothing we could do with that. Those had some
Yeah.
guys international. They were huge. I played my
Yeah.
heart out. We all played our heart outs. It's just, we lost by 15 or 16. That's plain and simple, man. So but it, I got invited to a few showcases at the time, which actually had overseas scouts there. One was Eurobasket Summer League, and which was held in Vegas at Orleans. Another one was in Utah called The Rock. And every camp I went to, I was leading scorer at that camp. And so I got my first offer to go to a team in Vienna, Austria. Well, Mattersburg, Austria, actually, called Aviva 49ers at the time. And so that was 2006. So from 2006 to about 2012, 13, I got a stint in Austria, Germany, Switzerland,
Mm,
Hungary, Lebanon, Syria, and China. So I got to go to various different countries and play. And learn the international ways of basketball, all coming from a small school in a
yeah.
small town because I put in over 10,000 hours in basketball in high school. Like that was nothing. They always got that saying 10,000 hours or more. You
Mhm.
know, you tend to become a pro, and so I did that in high school already. I had a great dad that put me in situations and really learning how to shoot the ball. As you said, hey, too late. He used to say that
Yeah.
all the time, man. So, hey, man, you're too late. If you coming out here with your hands up running, the ball already gone, and it was too late. So I learned that. He taught me that. We put in numerous of hours in the gym. My mom, she was a first team All State. She was an All American in high school. My uncle, he led the state of Louisiana in scoring during this time. Went to McNeese State. Still one of the top 20 scorers in the country in high school around the nation, still listed
Mm.
year to date, man. May he rest in peace. And so basketball has just been bloodlined in my family for generations, man. And so I picked up on it, and now I just try to give back as much as possible.
Yeah, man. I just what I like about you one, and I tell like what you all are seeing is what me and D Howard do when we just on the phone regular. Like this is just a
Yeah, man.
conversation. Uh,
That's
and I
it.
always tell one thing he always make me laugh because I've never met anybody who well, I've met a few people, but it's just like his level of bluntness. Sometimes even for me, I'll be like, I can't believe he said that. And,
Right.
and if you ask the people who are around me, I'm the guy who's like typically saying stuff. They be like, did he really just say that? And so for me to be around you and I be sitting there like, I can't believe this man just said that to that person. I'm not
Hey,
gonna say
man.
the guy name, but we was in Florida. you he know who I'm talking about. And we was playing basketball, man. We won. We should have won.
Right.
That I mean, our team like how we got pros on our team. We lose to a 2-3 zone at a high school 3-point line. Our so-called shooter missed every shot that day. I
And
don't think
cry.
that and cried. And he cried. I don't think he made a single three and he was wide open. Like they wasn't even closing out on him anymore. They were just letting him shoot. And man, we was sitting there and Darius said, they need to take him out, man. He sucked. I said, oh my God. He
Yeah,
really just
man.
said that to him.
Yeah,
And
man. Like, no, no, there was no way. There was no way God didn't bless me with being 6'8", right? Six
he's
nine,
6'9", yeah.
6'9", and I have an automatic almost ratchet for shooting. Like this thing still at 42 years old, I know I can go in the gym and easily knock down 20, 30 in a row.
Man.
I may miss the first two, but that's just me gauging, getting my little rhythm back. But after that, this is going to be automatic because it's so much repetition. I've taught my muscles so much. It let me know that he was not being in the gym like he's supposed to be, you know, you're being claimed as a pro, man. And so there's certain levels and certain situations that you have to show that, especially when you're put on that stage that we were on. So yeah, man, you suck. Like plain and simple, hands down. We're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. If nobody told you that before, I'm telling you that now, man. You absolutely suck. You
Hey, one of the dudes on the Facebook, he said, "Oh, I know exactly who he talking about." And I mean, it was so bad. And it's like the guy who was the head coach, I still like him to this day. I feel like when you're developing these players, I think it's important that you prepare them for real basketball, not just playing for you. I mean, this guy played so bad that I recently seen this guy play, and he was going crazy. I called D Howard. I said, "Hey man, I watched this kid play the other day. He couldn't miss." And he said, "Chaston, I believe you, but I got to see that. Like,
Right.
I got to see him." And there was people there, and I'm like, we all sitting in disbelief. Like, did this kid really get better, or what's going on? And D Howard said, "Listen, Chaston, I know you don't be lying, but I got to see that one. Like,
I gotta see it. I still gotta see it. Like for him to hit shots in that and that pressurized moment, it wasn't even pressure for me. Like you said, we were a big team. We were solid. We had the pieces. At least we thought we had the pieces. And for him not to make a shot like the entire game, man, you're wide open. At this point, they not even running to you. They run into the next guy where you think you're gonna pass the ball to leave you open.
we was
Like, come
solid
on,
though.
man.
We had Antono
He
cold.
tough.
We
Anthony
had
Cole.
Antono. We had Rio. Rio is
Rio.
man. Rio tough. There was a couple of pieces that I was telling the dude like, because when you're playing basketball, and it's like what I try to get players to understand, it's not that easy to adjust your play style as people make it seem. Like if
Right.
you're a natural born scorer and this is what you've worked on your entire career, and then we put you on the court and we like all we want you to do is shoot threes, don't dribble, just that's a hard thing to transition to. To me, it's better off just go find a shooter. Like, why take a
Yeah,
score and try to make like when we was talking about trying to make Antono the score, I'm like, dude, Antono is just a solid point guard. Like, just let Antono control the game. Just
that's
put him
right.
out there, let him control the game. He wanted to start Rio with Antono. I'm like, dude, Rio need to come off the bench because Rio need the ball in his hand. Rio's a 6 man. He gonna come in, cook whoever guarding him, take him on back out, let us run some offense. Then we bring like there was just so many things that we just didn't agree on. And it's like as the game was going on, me and you were sitting next to each other. We both were saying we tried to tell him. Like we were
I can
trying to
tell him.
tell him. We
And
tried to
mind you, Angelo won the ball is won the basketball African League, the BAL this year.
yeah,
He won that. I watched his games live, man, and seen him. He was down at the tournament in Tampa, and man, we always show love when we see each other. Like,
yeah,
but he was a point guard. He had a guy on his team that would go for 30 and 40 a game, and so he was kicking him the ball, getting to the spots. He was doing what Antono does best, man.
yeah.
So he was getting downhill, getting past his guy, being a pest on defense, running the offense, getting the ball to the right people. Man, that guy he's a pro. That's why he will forever get a job at his height. He every bit of 5'8", 5'9" at best. But he's a he's a dog.
That dude, man, I remember the first time I seen Antono play, it was at the ABL, and the team he was with wasn't letting him play. But I mean, you a hooper, so you know you can kind of look and just be like, "Oh, that dude." And that's when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, that dude cold." Like, nah, he tough, but he is one of them. Please, like for me, he's like Chris Paul. Just put him in the game, get his man the ball, and he gonna run your team. He not gonna turn because Antono was not turning that ball over. Only thing Antono was doing where you was like, "Hey man, stop passing him the ball. Like, don't give that guy the ball." But like, I'm cool
But
with
the
everything
big
else
was
you
mentioned it. The big one we had, Antonio was trying to pass it to him. Hey, listen, man, player personnel is huge in basketball in those situations because this is not the time to be trying out
yes.
anything. After one or two plays, you know he's not catching the ball. He can't catch a cold, he can't catch the ball, he can't catch nothing. He could be man, that dude there couldn't catch nothing. And I'm like, golly, why you continuously, you know, getting all these turnovers unnecessarily, which is frustrating you at the moment, which is gonna
Man,
get you out your game and now the team gonna be out of sync because we depending on you to, actually run the offense, man, with the type of guys that we had. But hey man, lesson learned, lesson learned.
yeah.
That's all it was, lesson learned. Hey
So
man, we
with basketball for you, with hoops, and when you're well, let the people know you do have a team. You have a pro team out there.
yeah, man. So right now, for the past 6 years, been helping build with the Polk County Royals, man. And so Polk County is the main area that I'm kind of located in, and that's areas like if you're familiar with anything between Tampa and Orlando, places like Winter Haven, Haines City,
Hmm.
Davenport, Lakeland. Those areas are all Bartow. Those are all considered Polk County, and so we try to get a group of guys from the surrounding area to come in, and they may have aspirations and dreams to still be a pro. We started on a smaller scale, the FBA, which is the Florida Basketball Association, and we won a championship there. We were a dominant team in the FBA for about 3 or 4 seasons, and then we moved up. No, about 3 seasons. Then we moved up to the ABA. And once we moved up to the ABA, we became instantly a top 25 team in the country out of 120 plus teams.
Mm.
And so this will be our second year in the ABA actually. And we're going to, no, I'm sorry, it's going to be our third season in the ABA. The first year we made it to the regional championship game and lost to a team called Kissimmee Lambs. This year, some crazy stuff happened, and we went again to the regional championship and lost to the Florida Tropics, who still to this day, I'm going to always say, they should have never even been in there because they never played enough games. But that's neither here or
Okay.
there. I think the ABA is going to fix that now. But once again, we were a top 25 team. I want to say we were ranked 15th, 18th in the country. Always win between that area. May have lose a max of 3 to 4 games a season as of right now. So we have a good sounding record. We do very well with the
Hmm.
organization. We do a lot of community service. So that team allows me to build, right? Build up my coaching resume, go through all type of hardships because it's a revolving door in a sense. Now we are able to retain players because of how well we treat them, even though we don't pay them. We give them the proper exposure with game film. They get stats. We travel to different states: Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia. That was all last year. This year, I know we're going to Dallas, back to Mississippi. Going to be back in Georgia again, possibly, um, possibly Tennessee as well. But that hasn't been confirmed. But nevertheless, man, the this program, our organization, really helps guys pursue dreams that they may not know that they could actually achieve or make a reality out of. And I take pride in actually teaching these guys the right way, how pros act, what pros are gonna do, what teams are gonna expect out of a pro, and um, how to keep a job while they're over there. And so we go through all those things. I'm extremely hard on them. I'm not easy on them. And I let them know just because you may have missed the boat the first time, whether it's via high school or college, doesn't mean you have to continuously miss it. It's not everybody else's fault at that point. You have to reflect and look at yourself. And so I'm
Hmm.
real honest. I'm real blunt, as you say. I don't cut no corners. This is not AAU. This isn't high school. I'm not your daddy by no means. I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get in you. And so they respect that. This year, we got recently because we just came from Atlanta from the United Pro Invitational, which is a big time exposure invitational tournament based out of Atlanta, Georgia at Clayton State. We got guys with offers from, we made it to the championship again, but we lost in the championship. We won it last year and lost this year in the championship, but guys still got offers from South America, offered to be on a tour in China, Australia, interest from Luxembourg and Germany. So that's 5 different countries are interested in 3 or 4 of our guys right now as we speak. And I just got messages from them the other day. So yeah, we may not be a team that can afford to pay, but we're a team that gives the right exposure, the right discipline, and the right level of accountability so you can get that opportunity when the opportunity presents itself.
So now it's a thing that, and this is something that I tell everybody. I think one of my guys is still on here. I tell them like there's a difference from a basketball player and people who play basketball. Like, if a kid is telling me I want to be an NBA player, it's like, yo, by time you 15, you got to be able to play with college guys. Like you
Hmm.
just the level of play you have to be at as a you're trying to be especially an NBA player. That's the highest level. By the time you 15, you got to be different. It's like you just got to be so much better than your circle. I personally feel that way even about overseas because why are we going to take you when we can take somebody who played D1? They didn't go anywhere. I'd rather have them than somebody who played D3.
Hmm.
So that's people don't understand one how credible Damian Lillard had to have been to go from D3 to the NBA. That's just remarkable. But in your development of youth to when it comes to basketball and just life itself, what are some of the things that you kind of like? Um, these are the deal breakers. Like you're gonna get this lesson right here, right now, as a let's say 12-year old. You're trying to have a career in basketball, but not just basketball. You're gonna at some point be a grown man. What are some of the behaviors that you kind of just like, oh no, we attacking this right here, right now, right here. We fixing this behavior. What are some of those behaviors that you see?
And first and foremost, the number one behavior, maybe with all coaches, may sound redundant, maybe cliche, but one of the first thing as not just a coach, but I'm also a basketball trainer as well. One of the main things I'm going to look at is, your character flaws. Like, how are you with your parents? Because I'm going to see that within itself. Went through our first training session. Are you going to be a kid that's going to come consistently? And I understand, you're 12 years old, 12, 14 years old, you may not have a vehicle, but parents, are you going to sacrifice and make sure they come to the 2 to 3 sessions per week so they can get good? Parents, most parents who I hold highly accountable more than I do that child, they won't bring their child, they won't invest in that child. Sessions are 1 session a week, and you can't even do that consistently, but you want them to be better off of 1 session a week. Well, I always tell parents and those kids, man, training starts with me. It doesn't stop with me. It's just where you're starting. I'm going to give you tools for you to take outside of us, for you to start working on and developing, so you can start separating yourself from your peers. But one, parents aren't realistic. That is a known fact. That is a proven fact. That is a complaint by all trainers. Parents aren't realistic, because they want you to train them once a week for 2 months. That's only 8 training sessions, and expect their child to be able to do a 360 scoop Kyrie type layup out of the blue. Or well, why aren't they doing it consistently? Because you just started with them and you did it for only 2 months. You cannot treat basketball any kind of way. Basketball is sensitive, and what I mean by that is that you have to spend time with it. If you don't spend time with it, you're not going to get the results that you want. I tell it to my guys that are just getting married or want to be in healthy relationships. You have to spend time with that woman so y'all can build a bond and to trust each other. You have to spend time with that basketball in the gym so you can trust yourself to make the right move and the right read at the appropriate time during the course of a game. And I'm telling you, majority of the Chaz, they do not put the right type of investment in their child so their child can have a shot. More than anything, now they should really be investing, because NIL, coaches don't like high school guys anymore. I was told from a D2 coach who was 3 and 20. The audacity of you should be picking up anybody. you should be you should be you should really truly be, if somebody sends you a kid that's averaging 18 points and 3.5 GPA and shot 41% from the three, and the kid is 6'3", don't be talking about, man, he's in high school. No, that's because what are you going to find in the portal that you already didn't get rid of? This is
Yeah.
something different and development. So it's a character flaws. Number one, back to your first question. And so I look at that. I see how your character is. I want to see how you treat your parents. I want to see how you respond to adversity. I'm gonna put you through some tough stuff in the beginning to kind of see where you are. You're gonna pout, or you're gonna quit, or you're gonna keep going, because I don't want to have to continuously deal with that every time.
Hmm.
As a coach and as a trainer, man, I don't want to have to continuously deal with you having a bad attitude and see if the parent caters to that bad attitude. I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with either of you. I really, really don't allow a parent and their child, if they act that way, to be in my space, because I'm in a positive space when it comes to that, and I'm in a happy place when it comes to that, and I'm really trying to get the best out of the child in that moment. We may be in that hour and 15 minutes, and I'm trying to get the best out of that child, man. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. I know. For me, I enjoy like when people when I because I don't train at all anymore. I don't want to train any player. Maybe when my son gets older, if he just really wants to play basketball, I'll pour it into him. But I don't train any player. But when I was training people, I would tell their parent, "Listen, I'm trying to make your kid quit. Like, because if I can make him quit, he's not built for this.
Hmm.
If me being hard on him is gonna make him not like basketball, he's not. He's never gonna make it to the pros.
Right.
And it's like you said, parents are delusional. And I be just like, your son's not like. I was one person. He really believes his son is gonna make it, and I'm just like, dude, your your son is horrible. Like, what does he add to a team? Like, what are the skills that he's going to bring to a team to help them win? He's not a shooter. He's not a point guard. He doesn't score well enough for us to pick him to be our scorer. He can't guard anybody. Like, what is it that you're looking at? And then the competition. If he's playing against people that that he's better than, that's bad. When I used to play, my uncles, my dad, they used to tell, if you the best player on the court, you in the wrong gym.
Right.
Like, if you're the best player on the court, you're definitely in the wrong gym. I do think about basketball. I do believe basketball is a great teaching character building sport, because there's so many parallels you can take from basketball and equate them to real life situations. I do it to this day. Lessons
Yes.
that I learned in basketball, I apply them to everyday life, and it always seems to work. You're around basketball in a much heavier way than I am. How do you how do you see basketball as a way, more than just trying to teach a kid how to become pro? How do you use basketball to teach them to become better people, better humans, better, and build for a better life in the future?
I use basketball, man, in so many ways, even in my workspace. The one thing basketball is going to teach you is how to be selfless, right? And so, if you're an only child type of kid, or a kid that normally gets everything you want, that's
Hmm.
kind of a bridge that you're going to have to cross. And it's kind of hard because you're so used to getting everything that you want. So, I use basketball to teach, the youth and high school guys, college guys, how to be selfless in life. If you can learn how to share with your teammate, or if you can see that somebody's doing well and cheer them on, you more than likely can translate that in life. And you're going to be more receptive to somebody actually doing well, and you're not getting jealous. You don't harbor hard feelings when you see somebody's recruitment is better than yours. You may go ask questions. Hey, what are you doing? Well, in life, it's the same way. You see somebody that's financially in a better place than you, instead of being jealous and hating, you may go and ask them questions now. Hey, well, how did you get here? How can I get there? Any more advice that you may have for me? And so those are the things that I kind of focus on, that translate them just to become better men or
Yeah,
women, whoever I'm dealing with. It helps you become a better overall person if you look at it as the glass, not half empty, but actually half full, with developing better character. It's all about character issues in basketball. And there's so and it's a true focus on that, because you have so many people that lack good character in the game but can actually play. And so you don't get to
Hmm.
see those faces because coaches do not want to deal with that. Trainers don't want to deal with that. Organizations don't want to deal with that. You see it all the time. And because you see that, the first place people are going to look back is, well, where did it all begin? Did it begin in the house? Did it begin, what happened? What traumatized them? What was not addressed between now and then and them trying to pursue their dream? And
Hmm.
so as a coach, you have to find those flaws early because you have a season to attend to. And you need to make sure that there's no bad apples. And sometimes the bad apple may be your best player. You have to get rid of that bad apple. But that also shows the team, if you have to get rid of somebody like that, that is great, but low character, it also shows them that, hey man, nobody's bigger than nobody's bigger than the organization. Nobody's bigger than the
Yeah.
team. And that humbles a lot of people from that's on the outside looking in of what's going on with that particular person. So yeah, man, like I teach that a lot, actually. And I have a lot of guys, man, like one of my kids, he did his 4 years, finished at Thomas University over there in Thomasville, Georgia. He's married now. He's a grad assistant with Thomas University. Shout out to
Okay.
Giovanni Hogan, man. So you're like, Coach, man, I learned a lot from you. I watch you, like, man, you married, you do well with other young guys, you help out any and everybody, and that helped inspired him to go in the direction that he's going because I trained with him for 3 or 4 years. This is a kid that didn't play high school ball, that end up going to NCAA Division II basketball at
Wow.
Southern Wesleyan, and then he finished at an NAIA school his last year, and now he's a grad assistant. He wants to go into coaching. So it's just lifelong lessons that you teach during the game of basketball, and for me as a mentor and a leader, I have to be careful in just about anything and everything that I do because
Absolutely.
I didn't know he was watching me like that. I didn't know he was taking it out of me in that sense. So man, I'm careful at what I do, but I also pour into those young men mainly because that's who I deal with more than anything. On just how to be a good person, how to be a man, in a sense, because basketball is just a start, but you got your life way after basketball that's gonna last longer.
Right. That's very true. I know, like when I'm speaking at the juvenile center and stuff, and a lot of the kids there obviously like basketball, just like anybody else. They love basketball, and some of them, I've never seen any of them play. So, but they be saying like, man, I really could have done something great with basketball, but I just made some bad decisions, and it's like, man, I don't know how to recover from that. What are some of the things that you would be able to kind of teach to some younger guys? Let's say they were a 5-star recruit, and then they got into some trouble, and they're on the outside now, and they're just trying to figure out, how do I get back to anything positive? Just how do I start rebuilding my life? What are some of the things that you encourage them to do?
The first thing you let them know when they meet you is that their past doesn't matter to you. The relationship that you currently are going to build with them is going to be the most precious thing between you and the person that has met failure, more than once, and failure has kind of drugged them through horrible life experiences. So you
Hmm.
want to make sure that with those type of guys that you are, one, what you say is what you mean. And you're going to deliver on your word because too many people have failed those type of individuals in life by making broken promises. So that's a positive, for those young men that they seeing. And of course they're going to be standoffish. They may be a little rough in the beginning, but once they see that Coach Howard or Chasten, they are man of their words. Whatever they said that they were going to do, they actually did it. That's
Hmm.
when you build trust. You can't go at them how society is going at them and put them down. They may miss a layup. You can't be, man, you sorry, man. I knew you shouldn't have been out here. Oh man, you trash. Like you can't do that to those guys because they are already defeated coming in. If you want to get the best out of those guys, you got to take a totally different approach, and you have to words of affirmation and encouragement at all times. Again, man of your word. That's where that trust begins. And now, when they see that you're going to do what you say you're going to do and develop that trust, you can then hold them accountable. Now you can start holding them accountable. It's a process. You can then hold them accountable. And when you start holding them accountable, it's still not right off the bat. Hey man, didn't I tell you you needed to do, because they didn't heard that before. It's
Mm-hmm.
more so, hey, listen, if you miss this layup right here and you got all your guys coming trailing you and you miss this wide open layup, it's going to be 5-on-1 because you still got one of your teammates back. Make sure you make that layup so we can set up in our defense off of made baskets. Now they're like, okay, well, I need to make this layup because I know I got a next step. What happened in life with them is that they didn't have a next step.
Right.
They didn't have a next step. Somebody
That
told them one thing, and then after that, it was like, well, dang, I didn't do this. I couldn't get this done. What's next? Well, they didn't fled on them. So now you got them trying to figure it out, and they can't figure it out at that age. So you always have to follow up with certain things, and I explained in detail. It's been a winning situation. It's been a successful situation in my career and training and being able to be a coach because I'm explaining in detail the whys and what's next after that. After you do this, this is what's going to happen when you make this curl off this pin down. Once you come off this pin down and curl and you don't have it, you're gonna flare to the elbow at the free throw line, and that's gonna open up for a seal for the big man to.
you froze, Howard. You froze. While he get his connection back together, Texas Roadhouse will be at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia, on Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then again Saturday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Hit your cash app. We're accepting $10 donations if you want to do more. By all means, we're asking 2,000 people to give us a $10 donation so that we can secure our facility and we're able to change an entire community. We are a 501c3. So if you're doing this and you need a tax write off, we are certainly able to give you a tax write off. Um, Let me try to get him another link. Maybe he'll be able to come back up. But yes, that is my guy, Coach Howard. We've been doing basketball stuff for so long. He's certainly a partner of mine that when I'm doing anything in sports, I am always looking to see how he wants to be a part, if he wants to be a part. And he's just that kind of guy that he's always available. When I'm trying to get players looked at, trying to help them get overseas or anything like that, I certainly put them in touch with D Howard. Um, Now I'm gonna be honest. He is a tough basketball coach. He is tough. He's tough. He's fair, but he is tough, and he uh he really when he's dealing with the children, he is a lot calmer. He's not nearly as cutthroat as he is when he's dealing with adults. Um, but yeah, me and him have great aspirations. We're um found a way to get into this tournament in Florida, not Florida, I'm sorry, France and Paris. It's called the Qua 54, and we're looking at putting a team in that one year, taking some young guys over there. So listen, your $10 donation, it really does go to more than just what you're thinking. Your $10 donation goes exceptionally far. So we was able to get him another link. I think he'll be good to come back up now. You on, Howard?
Man, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. Can't see you, but we can hear you.
Should be coming up here.
Okay. But while he's still getting that taken care of, yeah, your $10 donation goes far. We're looking for 2,000 people to donate $10. We'll be able to move into our facility. Then we'll be able to get some other things going. This is definitely somebody that once we get the basketball stuff going, I'll be saying to anybody, you feel like you could shoot a 3-pointer, I put you up against D Howard. Let's see how well you can do.
Let's see how
All right,
well
I
you
think
can
we got
do.
him. I think he's back. But
Hey,
yeah. So another thing that I found useful from basketball is teaching the youth how not to be too hard on themselves. So yes, you missed the fast break layup. Get back on defense. We're not worried about you. You're going to miss layups. You're going to miss shots. You're going to turn. All of these negative things are going to happen. How you respond to those negative things. I tell coaches, look at that. If you come in
they
here and
do.
you miss a wide open layup, if you drop your head and you take your time getting back, they care more about you dropping your head and not getting back than they do about the missed layup. But if you that guy, you walk in here, let's say you missed that wide open layup, but you the first one back on defense, you create a turnover they're gonna look at that, and that's gonna matter so much to them. But like you said, when they've been beat up their entire lives, it's just kind of hard for them to be like, man, I made another mistake. Here I go again, messing up again, and you about to get rid of me just like the last person. And it's like, no, just get back. Like, get back, get back, get back. And so is it for you, how do you balance being strict, being hard on them while encouraging and uplifting?
I follow it up. If I'm hard on you in the same breath, and I do that with my semi-pro guys because I'm tough on them.
Yeah.
I'm really getting on them. But at the same token, when they do something good, I'm also uplifting them immediately. Just as much energy I put in and getting on them and tearing them down is as much energy I put in and building them back up. And so that's the balance that you have to have. That way they like, oh no, he not just tearing me down. Like he really want me to go put the ball in the basket when opportunity presents itself, or he really want me to make that right play because I just did it, and he's still encouraging me just as much as he was on me last play. And so teaching, it's tough teaching next play mentality when when they aren't able to ever get to the next play because somebody's still harping on the last play,
Yeah.
which is themselves. And so a lot of them just have to get past themselves in those moments. They have to be, hey, let me forget about what just happened, on to the next play. Like you said, hurry up and get back on defense. Because if you pouting, somebody getting a layup. You pouting, somebody
Right.
getting a putback. You pouting, somebody getting an open transition three. Somebody going down court full speed, dunking on your teammate. And if he get dunked on, his girl gonna leave him mid game. She's leaving. So, those are things you got to worry about. You have to worry about those things. And so, teaching the next play mentality, once you get a few guys that know how to do that, because people are followers so much, they tend to, you know what, if he's our best player or he's our second best player and he's not worrying about him messing up, he didn't beat himself up, he's on the next play, maybe I can start doing that too. You just have to find that person that knows how to start that trend on your team.
Yeah, that's some man. That's another great point. Because I'm really big on that, especially at the juvenile center. I tell them, listen, all it takes is one person in here to decide we're not going to behave this way. If one person do it, I promise you, it catches on. It's gonna even on, especially on the basketball court. If your best player is diving on the floor for the ball, everybody else is gonna follow his lead. They're gonna do that. The best player getting back on defense to take that charge. Everybody else on the team is also going to follow, and they're going to make it a thing that you remember in our tournament. Oh, I don't know if you that was because that was at the that was Vic Beasley tournament. You wasn't at that one with
Yep.
us, but we were doing this thing that because I don't remember the amount of money we were playing for, but we were doing this thing that every charge that you get that you draw, you get an extra X amount of dollars for your payment if we win the tournament. And that motivation, Terrell, I think that was his name, Terrell. That dude ended up getting like 10 charges on the day. And it became
Wow.
such a competition between him and the rest of the team because we like, yo, y'all gonna let Terrell take all the money. Man, everybody was getting back trying to take charges. I mean, every single player. And man, we should have won that tournament too, but Jelani didn't show up. He had to go to some man. Jelani
Man,
was
y'all
going.
beat us. Y'all beat us in the semifinals.
Yeah, we beat y'all by what was it, like 20, 25, something like that. Yeah, we
2025 because somebody didn't want to listen. We had the wrong two guys on the bench. It was favoritism, and that's the wrong time to have favoritism. Absolutely the wrong time. It's 100K on the line,
it
100,000
was
on the line.
it
You want
was
to
a
play
big
your
tournament.
homies who's been stinking it up, and we still got to the semifinals. Had a chance to win, but we didn't. We didn't put the right pieces out there, and y'all whooped us.
Yeah, yeah. What was
Whooped
our
us.
boy Joseph Smoyer, our big guy, our center. Man, Smoyer had a good game against y'all.
And we had a 7 footer.
Yeah.
That was null and void. Like,
Hey, he was a big boy though.
mm-hmm.
That was a big guy, man. He was a big dude, but just like and I tell guys about these tournaments too, like, hey, maybe the NBA doesn't work out for you, but there's so especially now, there's so many ways to play basketball and make
It
money
is.
doing it. Like Bruce Massey. You know Bruce. Bruce Massey, man, that's my guy. He's gonna come on one night on the stream with me. And but man, me and Bruce be talking a lot about his career and what's next. I feel like when people get into basketball, they don't think about what's next
Right.
when you're training kids, what is your what's next conversation with them when you're talking about basketball?
I'm realistic with them and the parents. I will let them know in a heartbeat, hey, listen, you want to wait until your senior year to come to me to try to get you a basketball scholarship. That's more than likely not going to happen because you're just not working on your game. I said,
Right.
man, start looking at Publix is going to hire you to be a bagger. You're gonna start as a bagger, then work your way up to pulling all the items, the retail items, to the front and the aisles. You're gonna go from the aisles to produce. You're gonna go from produce to bakery, bakery to deli, and now you done did all positions. Last but not least, cash register. When you get to the cashier, Publix motto is we want all our cashiers to leave as millionaires. And some of them do. And so that's the realistic conversation. You laughing, but I be really telling them this, like, because you're not even good enough at this point in your life. You decided that you wanted to do basketball on your terms. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that. You have to start, like you said, by the age of 14 or 15, you need to know what direction you're going in to. Now, there is late bloomers, but the guys that's been working since sixth grade, they already a few years ahead of you. And they
Yeah.
have to fight, they have to fight for a scholarship coming out of high school because they're not NBA top 100 or McDonald or ESPN top 200 kids, but they're still going to state. They're still making a decent name for themselves within the local community. Coaches may not see them now, but eventually, once they get to state, a coach may be like, well, where this kid been? He out in Tenor Rock. Well, where's Tenor Rock? Who knows? God put it on the map, but it's there. It's there. Just know that it's there. It's a real place. Where's Lake Gibson? Well, God put that place on the map too. It's there. They got a kid over there that's 6'6" that can hoop. And so you still got to think about those kids that's really been putting in work that nobody really seen, and you're just starting as a senior. That is asinine to think and then get upset that, oh well, man, basketball ain't for me. It was never for you because ball was never really life for you,
Yeah.
you know? And so
And and now for the ones who don't know, for the ones who do not know, Coach Howard was a big part of this street ball movement that we're seeing. People playing basketball at the park, this one-on-one circuit. He was a big role. He played a big role in that becoming popular. Go ahead, Howard. Tell them a little bit about that.
yeah, man. I don't talk about it often at all because I hold basketball to a high standard, not knocking those guys, but I was a part of the Ballers Life East Coast squad. I was the head coach for them. We traveled around different states around the US, pulling up, playing park ball, setting up those events, playing and everything. And I was able to, really experience a different side of the street ball level when it first kind of kicked off in our area. Um, A lot of people know those high flyer names that was on the team. Guys like Slim, Duke, Tim, aka Clamp God, Nas, all those guys, Big
You
E.
you got to mention my
Um,
boy. You got to go ahead and mention my guy, man. You leaving? You can't leave Jordan off this list, man.
yeah, Jordan, man, like all of Jordan, man. You know, Jordan was, man. I remember when I first seen Jordan, aka One Leg God, man. He was out in an area called Northeast Regional Park, and this guy was taking off one leg, 360 in one leg. Everything is off of one leg with him, and so doing what they call a scorpion dunk. He was doing that. Then I was like, wow, man, this guy is really a show. But I didn't know that he was gonna blow up the way that he did it because he stuck with it. In that scene, you have to stick with it, and you have to promote. Your promotion is when you start seeing fans favoring you. That's your promotion. Your free promotion is also social media. And I think a few guys may have missed the mark when they were playing via Baller's Life, because you see the guys that are continuously successful now that actually, I mean, went full fledged in it, used Baller's Life for what it was worth, and really marketed themselves into brand deals. And of course, Nas is the biggest one out of the group, as you can see, the biggest name. But I think a few of the guys, had they really one worked on their game first and foremost, if they would have worked on that game to make themselves marketable, I think um, I think they would still be able to benefit immensely off of the baller's life, or the street ball scene now. And it may not even be about hooping, just about being a brand for a company or
Mhm.
something like that. I think a lot of them probably missed that boat. Probably not getting the right guidance. I don't know who their handlers were or anything like that, or maybe they may have been in their own minds. But you got to understand, these were guys. Some of them wasn't even really good in high school that became famous fast.
Yeah.
And so my journey was to make sure that my main reason was to make sure that, one, that, hey man, if you gonna be called Ball is Life, you need to be putting in the work like Ball is Life, so it can show up that Ball is Life for you. And then two, make sure that you're building up your platform the correct way, so you can benefit from this if this were to ever end. Because a lot of them was like, man, it's not gonna end. Like, we're gonna
Mhm.
keep on doing it. But that's the taking it for granted situation that I hate happened. And for me, it also exposed me to how people can become when the money comes fast.
Yeah.
And of course, I never got caught up in any of that. I was happy just to be around the game because I love it so much and everything. But it also even made me appreciate what I learned about the game even more, opposed to what was going on. They looking for highlights. They're willing to turn the ball over for a highlight until they get the clip for views and stuff. That, for me, I always told them, if you play basketball the right way, the highlights are going to come.
Mhm.
And so it was too late after that. They had been, the Ballers Life East Coast squad and West Coast squad had been diminished, Midwest diminished. But when you start seeing people playing ball the right way, it's a lot of highlights. You get your alley oops, the crossovers, all those things start coming when you do it the right way. And so that's what I got out of that. Great experience. Shout out to those guys, man. Shout out to the Ballers Life owners, man, for having me on for as long as they did, man, because it was a overall and all, it was a great experience, man. I just really wanted those guys to excel on a whole nother level, and I think that they could have.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them was good. My boy Jay Smooth too, Jordan Stevens. That man right there was a man. That dude right there, I mean, and I remember
A
when you
pro,
all were, oh,
a
major
pro,
pro,
a
major
pro.
pro,
That's
major.
all I can tell you. He's a pro right now, destroying in Lebanon, LMBP, Mexico. That dude is a continuous bucket. You seen it in the TBT when they made it to the championship with
Yeah.
Mean Green, the UNT alumni. Like, man, Jordan Stevens is a consummate pro, man. Like at all times, you talk about a guy that works on his game and shows it. His highlights come from him playing the right way.
Yeah. 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 So
Literally.
listen, people who are watching, this is why your donations are so important. When you're donating and you're helping us get into our facility, we are able to we'll be able to take the kids to Polk County. They can see basketball from the other side, right? That's important. A lot of kids just have this pipe dream of being an NBA player. And when that doesn't work, they don't understand there's still so many other avenues. We're able to take them to these different events and show them something other than playing basketball. I was 22 when the idea first came to my mind that there's at the people who pay LeBron has more money. Like that, I had never thought about that until LeBron James went back to Cleveland, and I think his contract was like 100 million. And at first I was tripping. I'm like, oh man, Bron getting 100 mil. That's crazy. Then it hit me, yo, somebody's paying LeBron 100 million. Why they don't teach us how to be that person? Why do they keep trying to make us LeBron? They keep trying to make us Michael Jordan. They keep trying to make us Steph Curry. Why are you not teaching me how to be the man who's paying these guys? You trying to make me be Michael Jordan, then create a shoe. Why are you not teaching me how to be the person that signs Michael Jordan to create this shoe? Why is that not the process? But then even the people in our position, why are we just constantly trying to create the next NBA player when we
Mhm.
need to be saying, how do we pull our funds together and own an NBA team? How do we do that? These are the conversations that I try to put into these young guys' head when they're 14. Listen, use basketball. Basketball can get you into college.
Can.
Basketball can get you overseas. Basketball can get you in the NBA. But when you get there, you're getting there so you can position yourself to own a team,
That's right.
like to go and own your own team. Be like Ice Cube. Go start your own league. Like this is what. But if we keep teaching, because everybody and they don't believe this, Howard, you've played, you understand. Everybody not making money LeBron making.
Oh no, not even close. Oh no.
everybody in the NBA is not making all that. Like, I know you believe everybody in the NBA is just rich. Like, I mean, they're making more money than the average person. But when you consider taxes, all this other stuff that come out of their money, they're not making as much as you think. Like now some of them dudes is getting broke off. Jaylen Brown is getting paid. SGA is getting paid. Like some of these guys are getting paid. But them lower level players, man, they're not making that much money. They're certainly
Right.
gonna have to have in their mind, this is just a stepping tool into something better. What are your thoughts on that, D Howard?
I think that those guys, man, if they learn how not to be what society visualizes them as, which is guys with money that are dumb and they make bad decisions and then they end up broke after their careers, opposed to let me be a star in my current role and be humble enough to know that I'm not going to get the ball, but I'm going to get the money if I pass the ball to
Mm-hmm.
the superstar, if I make sure that I'm to practice on time and I leave late and I'm still putting in the work. And then now your longevity, your expectancy gets to be a little bit longer. A lot of those guys, they coming in from being the man at their high level college team and they don't understand the transition. Kind of how you said, like, it's the after basketball. So now it's past college, it's after college. Now you're in the NBA. How are you going to cope with not being the man?
Yeah.
Usually the ones that don't stick, they don't know how to cope not being the man. They don't know how to cope being lesser than the person that's already there, that's getting a $350 million contract or $250 million contract for 4 years. They want that right off the back, and they can't get that right off the back. They
I'm
have to
so
work
I'm so
their way
sorry,
up.
D Howard. I was getting comments and I was not seeing them. So one of the comments said, yes, parental, this is early. This is when we were talking about improving kids. Yes, parental investment is imperative when working with children, building emotional intelligence. Basketball is great for building. I mean, it's We gonna speak to that a little bit. Building
Yeah,
emotional intelligence is
intelligence.
fun. Like I love Draymond Green. Draymond Green is an example of somebody who did not build emotional intelligence as a way of basketball. But then you look at your people like LeBron James, your Steph Curry's, your Chris Paul's. These are people who built emotional intelligence by way of basketball because they understood, listen, one, my attitude can cause problems, right? My attitude can cause it's going to cost me money. It's
It
not that
is.
serious. I have enough emotional intelligence to say I don't need to respond that way. Now,
No,
D
right.
Howard, speak on that emotional. That's my mom who commented that. Me and her talk about that. Emotional intelligence in basketball is major. Go ahead, talk about that, D Howard.
Emotional intelligence in the game of basketball will get you further than your game.
Mm,
And so I'll go back, to talk about Draymond. I wouldn't say that he lacked emotional intelligence. I would say that he knows how to manipulate you to test your own emotional intelligence because he already knows how he's going to act. He's coming in with a game plan to knowing what he's going to do. That's an intelligent person to me because it has got him 10 plus seasons in the NBA and four
that is true.
championships later, and he's a glue guy. When we talked about how, hey, what about the money? Like, what how are these guys are gonna cope with not being a man or anything like that? Like,
Ah man, his thing acting up again. His thing acting up again. I'm so sorry, people on Facebook. I did my when my iPad is set a certain way, it doesn't it don't let me see the comments, and I forgot about that. And then as soon as I just stood it up, I saw your comments. I'm not sure what's going on with his device right now, but I'll give him another chance to kind of oops. Yeah, I'll give him a chance to figure it out. But yeah, I just saw these comments, people. I'm so sorry about that. Um, but yeah, Junior, I'm definitely gonna ask him your question. The best player he's ever coached or trained. I'm certainly gonna ask him that. I believe he's actually been. I think he's trained at some point with Michael Beasley. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we definitely gonna talk about Michael Beasley. So because he's in Florida, Beasley's in Florida. I'm sure at some point they've ran into each other. All right, I think he got his stuff back going, so I'm bringing him back up. All right, there we go. There we go.
there we go.
You good? We can see you and hear you. Can you hear me, Howard? Coach Howard. Is it my side now? Am I doing something wrong? You on screen, Coach?
Hey,
Am I,
Chaz, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, we can hear you. I'm not sure what's going on now. Maybe it's my side now.
I can't hear you though.
Okay. He said he can't. Can you hear me now? How about now? Uh, hey, where my brother Purcell at? Cause come on, Percy, come fix this. I'm not sure why you can't hear me. It's showing that I'm getting audio. Um, it's working. I'm not sure what's going on. So they can hear both of us. I'm not sure what's going on right now. This is weird. Uh okay. I think he just maybe let me start this over and just try it over. I'm about to let me just try to send him a new link. Maybe that'll work. I'm not sure what's going on tonight with this thing, but yeah, we gonna figure this out. When I tell you I'm not a big fan. When I tell you I'm not a big fan of Restream, I'm definitely gonna try this other software that Biggie be telling me about. Oh wait, I think I just heard him come back in. So yeah, there you go. All right, can you hear me now?
Sorry about that.
No,
Yeah.
no, okay, we good. He's back, everybody. So yeah, you were talking about the Draymond. You think he does have
Yeah.
emotional intelligence? Yes.
Yeah, I think, and that's not just to negate what you were saying, that Chaz, man, but I think Draymond is a whole lot smarter than what people tend to think because, like I said, his game plan is already premeditated before he goes out there to who to agitate, how far he's going to take it with the ref. Steve Kerr is aware of it. His teammates are aware of it. Is expected. That's why you don't see them really truly. If you just kind of pay attention, they don't really truly get out of character when he gets out of character. And
Yeah.
that's the emotional intelligence of the team. So they're kind of expecting him to agitate who he needs to agitate for them to get the upper hand for it to come out to be a win, victory, however you want to call it, and everything. So I think that's where his emotional intelligence kicks in. What it is that we're not accustomed in a day to day seeing that. And so we're like, you're getting paid all these millions and you're acting like this. Well, if they want me to act like that for millions, and it's going to get, and then we're going to win 4 championships, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to agitate. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to bully somebody as well too,
You
because
gonna punch people in the face too, Howard?
teammates included. These are equal lefts and rights that are coming on a day to day. Absolutely. We can do it. And then I take you to Dunkin' Donuts afterwards, or, you know, if you need me to buy your old lady a Speedy, the Louis Vuitton purse, I do that afterwards just to make up. Hey, listen, man, I'm gonna get my point across one way or another. But yeah,
So
so guys like him, man, they're playing a facade because if you listen to him like on his podcast or you listen to Draymond talk, he speaks well. Like he speaks well.
I'm definitely gonna have to push back because I was listening to Draymond talk. He was on I think it was the pivot. It was the pivot.
Okay.
And they brought up the moment where he punched Jordan Poole in the face. And they let like Draymond says it was like for 5 seconds, bro. It was an outer body experience. I'd have been like, Draymond, get out of here with that, man. That was not like own up to what you did. I'm not gonna let you slide with saying that was an outer body experience, that you was just like just five for five these 5 seconds where you're gonna knock this man out. You can't like you was just out of your mind. Stop it, Dre. Like I wouldn't let him get off on that. I wouldn't have because I feel like you need to be accountable for what you did. Just acknowledge, okay, I did that. It was wrong. I should not have done it. But to try to pass it off as like this, just this moment that you just had temporary, like, come on, man, stop. And they
Temporary
was
insanity.
and they let him get by with that. They let him
Hey,
get by with that.
yeah, because they seen how fast his hands are. They don't want none of those neither. So yeah, they're not gonna say nothing. They gonna agree to disagree. They're gonna be like, you know what, Draymond, you may be right. You probably had an out of body experience because they don't know if he gonna steal off on them.
So
Man,
you
Draymond is unpredictable, man, and that's what makes him special to me. Like he's unpredictable. You don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know how he's gonna get it done. But at the end of the day, that man's gonna get it done. He's a single digit triple double guy. I mean, if I've never seen one, he'd probably be the only one. 7, 6, and 5. You can
every game.
guarantee that every game.
So
You know,
you got another comment. Someone was asking who's the best player you ever coached or trained.
the best player that I've ever coached or trained. Um, I'll be honest with you, man. He's still on my team. He's a young fella, man. A kid by the name of Joe Stubbs. He's 23, about
I
six
think
foot
I know
three,
Joe Stubbs.
205. Man, he is something special. He actually got a job offer to several of the countries I mentioned earlier from Atlanta at the United Pro Invitational. You can look this kid up on IG. Be Great Joe, I want to say this what his IG is, and he's
Hmm.
just an all around tough Polk County kid, man. Athletic. Had some situations happen in college that didn't necessarily work out for him. Came on the semi pro scene about 3 years ago. I met the kid when he was like 19 or 20. He's been under me ever since. And so this will be like his first year that he's actually going to get like a real live job. So you got teams from Germany, Luxembourg, like I said, South America, which is Dominican Republic. They all interested in this kid after watching him this past weekend. He put on the show, one of one of the, if not the best player the entire tournament. Got a defensive player of the year and everything. And so, man, he's a humble kid now. He had attitude adjustments that had to happen with him. And so, man, he locked in. He caught on quickly, and he's going to be a young man that I'm proud of in years to come to see where his journey actually takes him. He was always too good for the ABA, dominates it with ease. Really should be in college getting NIL money because he's still got 3 or 4 years of eligibility remaining.
Oh
But
wow.
he's taking a different route and is actually he's one of the few, and I mean one of the few, one of the 1 in 100,000 guys that's actually going to get opportunity to go from high school, not really play college ball, and still get a chance to go play pro and start building this pro career the proper way.
I remember people watching this dude Howard, man. I remember I was talking to him and I was telling him that this kid was looking for an opportunity to come play on his, and he said, "Listen, I want you to call that kid and tell him I don't want his scrubby self on my team. I want you to tell that scrubby kid I don't want him on my team. This is not no charity. This is real life basketball. Like I'm a hard coach. Just because he don't want to play he don't want to do this, don't mean he gonna get to come over here and just play around on my team. No, and Chaz, don't call me talking about some scrub again. I was like, man, Howard, he just tried to get it out. I was like, can he at least come to tryouts? Can he? No, he can't even come to my tryout. I said,
No,
all right.
yeah, don't waste his gas money. He could use that for food. He may have been struggling. That may have been his last. He may want to come. No, don't do it. You stay where you are because my biggest pet peeve is if you're going to go to a tryout, please don't come out of shape, which most
Yeah,
guys do. And so they treat the ABA or they treat semi pro basketball as if they were already good.
yeah.
You were not good in to begin with. That's why you sat at the end of the bench in high school. That's why you never made a college basketball team. But you come and try to act like you're doing the semi-pro scene a favor. What with this organization, we don't allow it. We don't put up with it and everything. Like we structured, we do things the right way, man, and that's why we've been successful. And I hold everybody accountable in making sure that they come prepared, and they're going to be prepared every game, every situation. More than likely, they're going to learn real basketball under my direction, and so that's why I hold myself accountable, and that's why me and the organization has had a great marriage for 6 years.
And I think I tell especially single mothers, it's very important that you get your kid around a man and a man who's going to teach him the right way because young guys definitely need structure. Young girls need structure too, but young guys certainly need structure. And I tell them all the time, listen, basketball, any sport is a great sport. I don't know other sports, so I can't speak to them. I know basketball, and that's like I'm telling basketball teaches you a discipline. Basketball teaches you how to be different, like how to be your own individual. Because while all my friends are trying to go to the mall, I got to go work on my game. I got
Right.
to be willing to say I'm not gonna go to the mall with y'all tonight because I got to work on my game. I got to be willing to say everybody going to the movies, man. As bad as I want to go, nah, I'm not gonna do that because I gotta go work on my game. It puts so much into your son, and as a man, those are qualities that are beautiful to have. That you're not just following people around, you doing your own thing. That was something like as a kid, I've always been that way. I think one because of my brother Purcell. I always say, man, when I was younger, I'm the youngest of like 8. So
Come on.
my brother Purcell, man, he's right above me. And when we were kids, we were sitting there watching Disney, and every girl that came on screen, he was like, "Oh, she ugly," and I was like, "Yeah, she ugly." And then he did it again. I was like, "Yep, she is ugly." And then he was like, "You do know, like, you can have your own opinion. You don't have to agree with me." I went crazy. I was like, oh, "Bro, she was cute. She was," and he was like, "Man, bro, like, yeah, dude, like, you don't got to follow nobody, man. Be your own
Right.
individual self." But if it was not for my brother teaching me that lesson, I would be following people around too.
Hmm.
Some guy out there has nobody to teach him. Be your own self, man. Like, if you're not a tough guy, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be a tough guy.
Right.
If you want to be a straight A student, go do that. There's nothing wrong. I be telling, man, listen, when I was in high school, when I was in school, people that I would be looking at like, oh, you cool, you popular, you this. And it's like, bro, I be looking now like, man, first off, it was only 20 of us in the entire school. Wasn't no, we all was popular. We all knew each other. Like
Right.
we all share classrooms. What do you mean you're the popular
Right.
group? There's no such thing in this school. But it's
Yeah.
like, man, you start seeing that stuff as you get older. And my niece right now, yep, Carmaya, I am about to expose my niece, Carmaya. Carmaya, I'm exposing you. I be trying to tell her, like, man, if you could get these lessons at 17 years old that I didn't get until I was 30, you will be so much further in life by time you get to 30.
Hmm.
And she be fighting with me, but I don't care. I don't care, Coach Howard. I be telling her, I'm telling you now, like, you need to, these are lessons that if you master them now,
Right.
by time you 25, 30, you're going to be on such a different level in life than the people,
Stratosphere.
that you around, right? The people you were hanging in with right now, I'm telling you now, once you start, it's like people are attracted to negativity. The moment you start trying to do better, it's like that's when it's like, well, why are you trying to act different? Because I want to be better. I want to be better. Go ahead, D Howard, talk about that a little bit.
Man, my mom, my wife, my brother and sister, my dad, my childhood friend, my cousin who I grew up with, um, my sister down there in Atlanta. I probably got probably man a max of 9 people in my life. All those people that you grew up with in high
Mhm.
school that y'all talking about y'all gonna be friends forever with. You may out of the 20 of them, you may have one that still sticks around later on in life.
Right.
And those are the ones that stuck with you through thick and thin, never judged you or anything like that. But if you focus on you, you're gonna attract the right people. Um, Around you to build the network you need for success down the line. And so, but it all starts with you. You have to focus and want to build you up first, because if not, if you're building up somebody else, you can't build up yourself. If
Yeah.
you build up yourself first, then you're able to teach somebody else what steps to take to get to where you are. And people want to be around those type of people. It's just not enough of them in the world today. Negativity, um, just bad imaging, that attracts much more, especially within our community, more than anything. Instead of the positivity of, hey man, go find you a great trade, or um, go ahead on and finish school in cosmetology, or go ahead on and become that electrician, or anything like that. Like, it's not enough positivity being just dispersed around to attract that. So when you do find those people, that's why they're in small groups, and it's almost
Hmm.
like a secret society, and you can't
Yeah.
find them because they are blocking everybody else with the negativity that wants to come in and infiltrate what they have built, and they won't allow it. Neither will I. I won't allow it. I won't allow anybody just to come in within my circle because it took me too much time to get to where I'm at, emotional intelligence wise,
Hmm.
mentally, spiritually as well, to be where I am, to give out what I give because I give out so much, and be able to still give to my wife, my family, my kids and everything. Like I'm exuding a lot of positive energy on a
Yeah.
day-to-day basis. So I have to be careful who I let around my spirit man, because that could be infiltrated. That can negate some things that may be for me down the line. So I encourage especially youngsters, hey man, you don't want to go to college because you want to be a local hero for your friend, which is, man, I get, but go get your education first and you may inspire your buddy to start working out or just want to apply for a community college because he's seeing you excelling. Be the person that's being chased, don't chase nobody else.
Yeah. Yeah,
Be the
that's
person that's
man.
being chased.
I be, and I'm gonna keep. Yes, Carmaya, I'm gonna keep talking about you. I be trying to get. I be telling my niece that like you got to get to a point. One, you can't fight who you are, right? My niece is a leader. I mean, my niece, but her father was like that. Her father is a leader. People were just drawn and will just follow. I
Hmm.
mean, like, will just, and it's like you have to one embrace that because it's not gonna go anywhere. It's that trait, it's not gonna leave. It's just you now have the responsibility of bearing that people just like you and people want to follow you.
That's right.
And I'd be like, just listen, man, lead them into something worth it. Like there's nothing cool about trying to figure your life out at 40 years old. It's now
Don't do it.
you can do it. It's challenging. Like, man, I'm finishing school now. I have a wife, I have two children, I have to work. It's just a lot more to my life now than had I done this when I was, 19, 20, and I was locked
Hmm.
in on trying to get finished. I mean, listen, you either gonna do it now or later. One of these times though, you're gonna have to stop and start focusing and try to figure out a plan for your life. And when you're married and you are a parent, it is so much harder to try to figure out your life. I
It
be trying to
is.
encourage these kids, like, listen, I'm telling, go do it now while you're young, while you don't have responsibility, while you don't have no bills to be worried about. Do it now because when you turn 30 and start getting older in age and you look back, I now realize the importance of, man, I really should have just went on and got a degree because you can't get a good career job without one.
Hmm.
Like you're gonna be working in McDonald's. There's nothing wrong with McDonald's, but you
No,
35 flipping burgers for $15, man. You got three kids and a wife, and your wife is like, man, I just want to go out to eat tonight, man. You can't do that on that $15 an hour.
no, you can't. That's why I said earlier, like, there's so many people that can go and get a trade. Most people, I know most people, and this is me not bragging. I'm a claims adjuster, right? And I did it for 10 years on the
I want
independent
y'all to
side.
know this man D Howard make bread.
Yeah, so
No,
like,
listen, this man D Howard makes some money. I don't want y'all to look at him, but I like that, and I'm letting him finish. I tell people, no, look at like this dude right here. He's a claims adjuster. This guy makes some decent money, and he still gets to be around basketball the way he wants.
yes.
Like, but go ahead, D Howard.
No, like I encourage people. I'm responsible for at least 100 men and women becoming independent claims adjusters from when I first started all the way up until now. Now I'm with a Fortune 50 company as
Mm.
a deployed team manager. And yes, I am in the six figure category now, but I worked my way up doing it. And there's a lot of people that in my field, they don't have the degree, but they have the licenses because they passed the test. So they got the trade, they got the adjuster trade, the home state license, and they learn the craft by being with independent firms doing major storms, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, things that we actually go out to physically to assess damage with the people that are insured with the company that I work for. And so, man, I did that for 9 or 10 years. And most people, Chaz, that had degrees or master's degrees, they did not make more than me.
Man.
I tell people that go, I got a on Facebook. It was a somebody shared about a electrical engineer company out of um, New Mexico,
Hmm.
Santa Fe, New Mexico. They're hiring 30 to 40 people that has that trade, that engineer, the electrician trade. They're building data center. They building it's a 2 year, 3 year project building a data center. And the journeyman that goes out there that knows the electrical side to help build that data center, they get all type of compensations. It's like $252 per diem a day, 1,600 a week plus overtime, which is treated as double overtime. They get compensation for tools and boots, and it came out to be, I want to say, like 8K a week. And so you can work for 8 or 9 months at 8K a week. If you just work 4 months, that's $120,000, and you can be done for the rest of the year. So there are trades that actually pay more than people that have degrees
Yeah.
that aren't athletes. Like if you're on the athletic side of it, you're going to college for free, you get your degree, and you're not in debt. But we can't forget about the loans that possibly have to be paid back if they weren't wiped away during a certain presidency's time, and everything. If they didn't get wiped away then they're not going to be wiped away now. You're still going to be still going to have to pay for that, unfortunately. But nevertheless, I don't discourage going and get your degree by no means. I think it's still top tier, still think it's top notch. But other people I've seen, within my field, that don't have degrees, they make well over six figures comfortably, actually. And you can go get those HVAC. Had an HVAC guy come here yesterday because something was wrong with the AC, and and the duct and everything was messed up with our HVAC. Man, I had to pay him immediately $498, you know. So he a HVAC tech. He came in, seen what was going on, and immediately $500 out the door. He was here 30 minutes, gone. A kid that I was training, he said, "Hey, coach, man, I'm gonna stop training. I'm gonna go be an HVAC tech." They started me off at $95,000 a year, a local kid within Haines City, and so I'm like, "Hey, man, go and do it." Hey, I'm not gonna stop that at all.
Yeah.
Like at least you understand where you are, and I respect that. And you didn't want to pursue it anymore. That's fine. No judgment. I encourage you. I had a kid that stopped, didn't want to go to college, and he had college offers. He went go into the stock exchange, so he read on how to do trades and stocks and everything. Well, he making roughly around $6 or $7,000 a month as a young kid. He number 24, 25 years old. And so he trained with me for about 3 or 4 years, went to junior college, didn't work out for him. Um, we trained some more, got him prepared, got an offer, and decided to say, "Hey, I'm gonna just go work. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pick up this trade, and I'm gonna make it work for me," and did. And so I encourage a lot of people to look into those trades. If college isn't for you, there's still another route for you to make, I mean, massive amounts of money. There's not enough HVAC guys. There's not enough underwater welding. There's not enough um, electricians. There's not enough. What's the other one? Guys that do scaffolding. Like those those three right there: HVAC, electricians, welders. Those guys get paid out of the wazoo, and if you're a journeyman for any one of those, you can make upwards of $250,000 in 8 or 9 months. I just read it today, actually, and seen like, wow, those guys are making big time bank,
Yeah.
and everything. So yeah, man, it's just so many different opportunities for people. But I always encourage the main route, what you said. Hey, let's go to college first. Let's see what can we get for free.
Yeah. There's an electrician I know. I'm not gonna say his name, but he had told me I had seen him recently, and he was like, "Bro, I was just over. I think he was just in Washington, and they paid him 150,000 for like 6 months." They like he didn't have to pay to stay in Washington. They paid for him to stay, gave him food, made sure he had a car to get around, and he just made 150K in 6 months. And I just was like, yo, that's incredible. But
Insane.
and it's like I be trying to tell some people, don't be fooled by some of these guys who be like, I played overseas. It's like, yeah, you played overseas, but you would have made more money working at McDonald's.
Yeah,
You
where
know,
did you play?
yeah, it's like so
Yeah,
you just because you played overseas don't mean now Eugene German, that boy's stacking up. Eugene German making some bread. Like, that level of overseas is a different level. But some of them guys who be going over there is like they still trying to live out this dream. It's this dude here. I've always called him in Russ We Trust. Dude was nice. Russ could hoop. I mean, it's a video of him guarding Kyrie. He ripped Kyrie twice at the ABL. I mean, Kyrie still had 40, but
right.
he ripped Kyrie. And I recently seen him, and I was like, "Hey, bro, you still hooping?" And he's like, "Bro, I retired 3 years ago." And I'm like, "Oh man, you was nice, bro. What happened?" He said, "Well, what happened is I started making more money owning my box truck company than I was playing basketball." So
That's reality.
he was like, and I was overseas, but I figured, man, I get to be home with my wife. Well, his friend, if he was watching, I would do our little inside joke. But with his girl, with his child, he like, I get to be here and I get to make more money just doing this. I love basketball. I might even start playing again. But in terms of trying to do it as a career at this moment, I just have to accept I'm not gonna make as much money doing that as I will doing this. And sometimes that's hard for people to do is accept it's like I'll have a better life here, which is why I tell young people all the time, don't put all your eggs into basketball. Because when you do that, it really is hard to move away from it because you have nothing to move into.
Yeah.
Like all
No.
you've done all your life is play basketball. You don't know how to do construction. You don't know how to do you can't do anything else to make money because you've been just focused on basketball for so long that you have to be saying, okay, even if I make it pro, it still has to end. What am I going to do when it ends?
How are you setting yourself up with the money that you are making? Are you putting yourself in position? Do you have a good agent that's putting you in, that's going to position you to be able to kind of relax once you're done and invest your money the right way so you can keep not necessarily living a lifestyle you were living overseas, but possibly living a better lifestyle when you come home? What have you done? I tell guys now, when you go overseas and you over there 5 or 6 years, you should be making a business plan for you when you getting ready to finally retire. You should have more money that you're now making or close to the same amount that can supplement what you were making for being overseas that long here in the States. That way you're not missing a beat when you come home. A lot of guys struggle after they leave overseas because most guys want to live the lifestyle. They don't want to live basketball. And those are two
Yeah.
different things. They don't want to live the game. The game is rough. The game can be tough. The game may not love you back because you didn't put in the right amount of work and everything, but you're spending like the game is giving you all this time. But that time fades. And it fades faster than what you think, the more that you are recklessly spending your money that you don't necessarily have trying to impress people that are going to pass you by in life or
Mm-hmm.
leave you alone in life. And so I never got caught up in that. That's why I was able to be blessed. Still after playing ball overseas, I still didn't miss a beat. I already knew what I was going to be doing. Kind of had that worked out. Um, I didn't get right into it, but I said, "Hey, I'm gonna work my way towards it." And now
Yeah.
I'm in the position that I'm in now in life, and I'm thankful for that. But no, man, you're right. Like most guys, they have to have a plan while you're playing. NBA guys in that sense, are getting no college guys. I'm sorry, in that sense, like the kid from North Carolina, he brought what, an ice cream shop. Seth Trimble bought an ice cream shop on the
Mm-hmm.
University of North Carolina campus, and so that way, with his NIL money, he got his money working for him now. And that's smart, man. That's having right guidance, um backing you and putting you in a position to succeed instead of just taking from you because they see you as dollar signs. You want to stay away from those type of people. Those there's more of those than the ones that want to help.
I got a couple more questions for you, and I'm gonna let you go, man.
For sure,
One,
boss.
have you met Michael Beasley?
I have not met Michael Beasley. I want to say coming up within the next year or so, I may be meeting him because of this program that I'm gonna be in that'll be up and coming that we're trying to get set up for 2027. So I may run across him, man, at that time. I know he's a character. Love watching him hoop, man. Even talk, talk, man. He has a lot to get off his chest. Sound like he been through a lot. His
Yeah.
stories is his pain, and it shows.
Yeah. I just want to say this last part, then I'm gonna let my guy go, man. I remember I was in Florida. I think that was last year for my father-in-law's 50th birthday celebration. And we was at the villa. I don't remember exactly where, but I called D Howard and said, "Hey man, I'm in town. I have no idea where I'm at, but here is the address, man. If you're not doing nothing, pull up on me." And he came, pulled up, met the in-laws. We had a good conversation. I can't even. I think that was during the NBA Finals. We talked
It may have
basketball.
been, yeah.
Yeah, watched a little bit of the finals games, and he ended up having because you had a meeting with a kid that was trying to get in college or overseas or something like that.
No, in college, he actually, we got him that scholarship over the phone that day. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
So yeah, he
good,
ended up
good,
going to New Mexico Highlands University, D2 school out there in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So yeah, yeah,
yeah.
man, one of my
So
kids. So
like I said, man, this is my guy. So listen, people who are watching, when you send your donations and we're able to get these basketball programs going, that's why I wanted my guy up here so you can see these are not pipe dreams that we're talking about. We
no,
have real life connections, real life relationship, and we're able to put children in better positions. We're able to use the game of basketball to help them, even if it's just getting the start. You hearing them say I was there. I saw he was like, oh, this the phone call. He hops on the call and starts working to get this kid a scholarship to go to college. Like these are real things that are happening that he's involved in. And he is my friend. He's my guy. So whenever I call him,
that's
like,
right.
hey, like we just got a text message the other day about a tournament. I'm like, hey, you getting involved in it? What you doing with this one?
Right,
And he's like,
right,
I don't know, maybe I've been considering doing. I ain't gonna put his information out there because he may not want to
right.
share it yet. But I'm thinking
Not yet,
about doing
not
doing
yet.
this. I'm thinking about doing that. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, you already know you know how it is, bro. Let me know what you got going on. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help. And that kind of help is certainly reciprocated. So yeah, man, I appreciate you for coming up. And I texted him last minute. Like I hit him Sunday, I think, was like
Yeah,
just flirting with the idea of him coming up and talking. And
yeah,
then
man.
literally minutes before I was about to start, I texted him like, "Hey, you want to come on stream tonight?" He was like, "Hey, send me the link and I'll be on there for you, man." So
I do it, my guy.
definitely a good friend to have, man. And he's always trying to help people. I was trying to become a claims adjuster, and he sent me like, hey, do it this way. I'm gonna do what I can to try to get you in. And hey, your wife want to do it too, here send it to her and I'm gonna do what I can. He's still funny because I was like, oh, I know another person. He said, well, tell them to go on the website and apply for themselves because I don't know them. And they could go find and leak themselves.
Right. Hey man, my name is on you and the missus. It stopped there. That's it. It
So
stopped
yeah,
there,
man.
Moss.
I appreciate you coming up, D Howard, man. Hope
No,
you have a good night, man.
man, you too. Thank you, Chaz. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay positive. Keep changing lives, man. You're doing an awesome thing. I pray and I decree that everything is going to happen that you ask God for, young man. And
Thank you.
man, I can't be more than proud of you. I can't be more proud of you than anything from where we started to where we are
Yes.
now. You've done nothing but progress. And it lets me know that, man, your faith is bigger than the size of a mustard seed, as big as your heart. So,
I
man, have a
appreciate
good
you,
one.
man.
You be blessed, man. And I'll see everybody later.
All right, D Howard. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Bye.
That was my guy, man. Like I said, we've done some basketball stuff together. Um, and always been good to me, man. I'm sorry, I'm trying to text somebody. Stream open. I'm trying to get a guest up here right now. I'm actually texting him, seeing hopefully he's able to join. If he joins, I don't know if my brother Purcell's still watching or not, but if he joins, my brother Purcell's he's gonna enjoy this guest a lot. Um, yeah, so just wanted to we still are accepting donations. Please donate your $10 to dollar sign on Cash App to dollar sign Soul Seeker SOS. Soul Seeker SOS. Um, yeah, we'll be at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia on Wednesday. If someone is watching and can bring me down a flyer, please bring me down a flyer. Yeah, Percy, I'm trying to see if he's gonna be able to hop on, man. If he does, I know you're gonna like him. I know you're gonna like him. So we trying to see if he's able to come on tonight or if you have to do another night. He did say send me the link. I sent him the link. So I mean, we gonna see what happens. If someone's watching upstairs, please bring me down a flyer. But yeah, we will be at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia on Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you bring in one of the flyers, it will allow Texas Roadhouse to take 10% of your total bill and donate it to us. In place of you doing it, it's just whatever you've spent that night. They're just going to take 10% of what you've already spent and donate it to us. So yes, we'll be at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia on the 22nd, which is Wednesday, the 25th, I believe, which is Saturday, and then they are closing out the Streamathon on August 1st. We will be at Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia. And then the Texas Roadhouse in Snellville said there's no way we're not going to try to outdo what Texas Roadhouse in Macon, Georgia is doing. So they said, what we're going to do for you, we're going to give you a few weeks to really market what you're doing. And we're going to wait until August 12th. So that way you're able to market as much as possible, pass out as many flyers as possible, show up, and we're going to offer the same thing. So we will be passing that flyer out soon. But people in Macon, come on, support us. Just come on, have you some good Texas Roadhouse food, and yeah, get you some food and just hand them this flyer. It'll look like this. I'm sorry about that because it hit my microphone. It'll look like this. All you will have to do, show up to Texas Roadhouse on the 22nd, which is Wednesday, with the flyer in hand, and they'll know, okay, you're willing to donate 10% of your bill to this nonprofit. So please, it's called the Dying to Donate fundraising night, and we are getting not one night, not two nights, but 3 nights. I couldn't remember how many nights we were going to be there. So yeah, but we're going to be there 3 nights from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm still waiting on my guest to let me know if he'll be able to come up or not. If so, I'll hang out a little bit longer. If not, I'm gonna have to get off because your boy got to get to bed. You know why I have to get to bed? I have to get to bed because I have to get to Macon, Georgia, so I can pass out some of these beautiful flyers and get some people to show up on Wednesday night to support us in our fundraising efforts. So, Macon, Georgia, we will be there tomorrow, passing out flyers. Hopefully, you're able to support. So, and if you can't come Wednesday, no problem. We will not be mad at you. Just show up Saturday. That's all you have to do is show up Saturday, July 25th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And if you can't make it then, no problem. Just show up to Texas Roadhouse, Macon, Georgia on August 1st to help us close out this Streamathon from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. That'll be a beautiful thing if you're able to participate in that. So looking forward to that. I'm gonna give my guy a little bit more time to respond. What I don't want to do is end the stream and then he be like, "Okay, I'm ready." That's gonna really frustrate me. I'm gonna be like, "Oh my god, dude! All I have to do is be a little more patient." So I'm gonna give him a little bit more time. But while we're waiting for him, if anybody else wants to come up on stream, let me know. I'll send you the link. You can join. We can talk until my other guest lets me know whether or not he's able to come on tonight. But yes, that was my guy D Howard. Like I said, he played professional level basketball. That dude got a jumper. He got a 3-pointer on him, man. That just it was so crazy just seeing he wasn't even in basketball clothes. That man had on a polo shirt and he had on a polo shirt, some slacks, and like some regular like business casual shoes. And he stood in at the 3-point line for him, and we ran through the play. They was late on the closeout. He told him, "Yo, you too late." That ball hit nothing but net. So yes, he is one of the people that I do basketball things with. Like I said, we participated in money tournaments together. Um, we have aspirations to participate in the TBT, which is the $1 million tournament at some point. Uh, like I said, the Quad 54, which is a Jordan sponsored tournament in Paris, France. We plan to be able to participate in that, and we want to do it when it makes sense. We want to do it when we actually have an opportunity of winning, but when we're able to also give some younger guys the experience of going overseas, just seeing what life is like in a different place, but also seeing some very high level basketball. There's quite a few things that him and I have in the works when it comes to just on the basketball front. Trying to get some guys overseas. We've helped quite a few people get overseas. So your donation it helps a lot. I mean, I'm telling you, once we get into this location, everything that we're doing on such a small level at this point, when we get into this location, it just goes to a much, much higher level. And your $10 donation can be a part and it can really help. It can help make some stuff really happen. So I'm definitely hoping that you're continuing to donate at Cash App, hit your Cash App, $ Soul Seeker SOS. Hit your Cash App, $ Soul Seeker SOS. I'm just trying to last I just want to give him um a few more minutes to see if he'll be able to hop in tonight. Um oh man, let me see if there's other guys available. I don't think he may not be, honestly. Uh he may not be available, but we'll see. Okay, we have someone saying they'll come on. Yes, I just lit somebody else up. So last I just want to give my guy a chance. I almost said his name. I want to give my guy a chance to try to work out his schedule for tonight and just like make sure he'll be able to come up. Hopefully he can. If not, um, I'm sure we'll do another night. Listen, shout out to my sister Shernice. She is singing background for Pastor E. Dewey Smith tonight at a at Zebulon Ellis birthday celebration, I believe is what it is. And my sister got a phone call to go background for Pastor E. Dewey Smith. Personally, I love Pastor E. Dewey Smith. I think he's just phenomenal. He's a phenomenal singer, phenomenal preacher. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Hopefully someday I can get Pastor Dewey on stream on the podcast, and me and him can have a great conversation. So shout out to my sister. My sister also listen. I love Pastor William Murphy and Pastor E. Dewey Smith, and my sister did background for both of them, both of those gentlemen. So she actually was able to introduce me to both of those guys, including Michael Stampley. Pastor Michael Stampley's always been one of my favorite artists, gospel artist, and my sister uh, did lead singing. Well, she sung for, and she actually did do lead at his church at one point, and yep, she was able to introduce me to him as well. How you doing there, High Priest?
I am doing well. I tell you, you got us working, man. You have us working. I love it. Uh, Definitely. Faith without works is dead. You know, we quote that, and I know it's talking about as it relates to salvation, but baby, we're applying that to everything. You have us hustling, and if we ain't got no choice but to hit the goal,
Yes,
because we're moving by faith. Great things are happening. I was so excited when we found out that we could come in on these days, and certainly because that's where we're going to make it, to be able to get into that area and kind of introduce ourselves. I think when God is in something, I've learned that over the years. It's just like it's so much easier. It's almost like the red carpet is out and you just walk in.
yeah.
You know? Hmm.
That certainly seems like it's been that way, especially since typically when Texas Roadhouse is assisting you, they don't typically give you multiple days.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
you typically get one day, and that's normally it. And to me, it's insane that the Texas Roadhouse in Snellville is giving us one day, um, but the one in Macon where we're going to be is giving us three. So I was just
Wow.
like, wow, it's obvious that we're supposed to be doing stuff over that way.
Yeah, that is awesome. I just noticed we got a donation. We got another $10, so
There we go.
we got to do the update. I think it said the score. I wrote it down. I think what we had earlier is that we're more. So now we need 1,950 people.
Look, we are making progress.
We are making
We are making
progress.
progress.
Yes, we are. So I'm excited about that. I am definitely encouraged, and knowing, you know what I mean. It's going to work. I know it is. God is faithful. God is good, and God want us to do this. You know what
Yeah,
I've been in some positions where I wanted to do some things that God didn't want me to do.
yeah.
And as a result, it was hard. And even when I tried to push and move against it, it wouldn't move. It sat right there. But this, you know what I mean? This is just going so smoothly. And that's why, when I talked to the realtor and the answer that came back, because, we saw a property before there, it's probably like 20 minutes from where we live.
Yep.
Uh, but it was not what I wanted. I was going to try to make it into what it needed to be. And so when they came back with no, they don't want to do that,
Yep.
my feelings wasn't hurt because,
Wait, you talk about that one building?
yes, the one we
My
all went where I was so late getting to.
mine was hurt. I'm telling y'all now.
Really?
My feelings was hurt. Because to me, whenever you have a church and you have a gym,
Oh
It's
Lord,
it's just like, man, I'm telling you,
you always say that.
the stuff you can do with a church with a gymnasium is just like it's endless. So once that came back, I was just kind of like, man, that was certainly disappointing for me.
I wasn't. You know, honestly, I really was not. It was like because okay, so I focus. We on two different things. You looking for the gym thing. I'm looking for a kitchen and where I could serve people. You know what I mean? And so when she was like, because she was like, oh yeah, we have an area you can serve. And I was like, okay, in this place, this is gonna be awesome. And then it take me and I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, where's the kitchen? Oh, it's next door. I'm like, okay, that kind of is not
Yeah.
what, yeah. And so it was like,
So yes, you're on here. Explain if you don't want, if you want to, by all means
"Mm,
do. If not, you can kind of avoid that. But
mm-mm."
explain your what you're trying to do. Why the kitchen being next door didn't work for you.
Yes, okay, I would love to explain it because the vision, my motivation is to accomplish what my mother could not complete. And one of the things her vision was to have a place where people could come, where they could be served food and also have access to like the spiritual experience. Now I know, God is everywhere, but my ideal is that we have food, we've cooked, but then we also have a place that you could go, you could get prayer, you could hear a word, you could sit in meditation. And so, yeah, I didn't want it to be that we go to church, now we got to transfer, we got to go over there. I just personally don't care for that. I like the kitchen, the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the dietary place, the dining area. I kind
Yeah,
of like that to be at the same place.
yeah,
I just think so. Yeah, that's why so we were like doubling to say you're going to use the gym and that's where it has it at and that's good at a commercial size kitchen, but to me that sounded like that was more about serving food, doing a game or doing
hmm,
whatever. And then I don't know, I know your dad used to say like those floors that you play basketball on, you got to treat them a certain way.
yeah. You do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you're gonna have people over there. So then what are we doing? Transporting food back and forth. It just seemed like there was just a whole bunch of yeah,
yeah,
so no, I wasn't hurt at all. I just knew that wasn't it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So.
I was hurt. That gym looked nice.
But Chasta, if we do it right, there's somebody who will let us use a gym, dedicated gym, or another facility where the gym is included.
Yeah,
So we need to get started and
right.
get things going. And so that's the thing that this will help us to get our start, that we'll be able to do the services that we do generically. Now, and I'm gonna tell you this, we've done great things considering
Right.
we've been very successful considering all that we go through to make that happen. So you think about when we won that award for the nonprofit of the year, and then Trailblazer, what I did was looked in the area and I saw these people who we would pass on Sunday on our way to church. And so I
Hmm.
came up with the bright idea, hey, we're gonna start getting them, taking them to church, and we're gonna feed them. So we started doing that in the area. Nobody else was doing that. That's a
Right.
trailblazer. No one else was doing that. We did it so successfully that I heard some other churches have now incorporated that. Bravo. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at you at all. I think that's wonderful that you have a facility where you can serve people and you use it for more than anniversary dinners and weddings that you rent it out for.
Yeah.
I believe every part, we should take and try to use to bring glory to God and recognition to the Father and to help people connect
Hmm.
to Christ. So yeah, that's how I see that. So cooking, you thinking about cooking for 300 people.
Right.
Listen, that's not an easy job and you do it in your kitchen.
Yeah. It's not easy at all.
It's not easy, but we've done that and was able to keep the food where it didn't spoil. So,
Hmm.
understanding how to store food, how to put things together. So I'm thankful that I've known some people who worked as chefs. So Prophet Miller, he's gone on to be with the Lord. He kind of taught me how to do salads to keep that preserved. And then when I talked with Ella Hespeth this last time, when I was talking about doing trying to cook the rice thing because I don't like the waste. And
Right.
so he kind of told me how to do why I have enough rice. Well, by the time he had called me, I kind of Googled it, but he said the same thing because he actually cooks for a facility. And he said, well, this is how you're going to measure that. So I think, getting information and taking it and using it to the best of your ability. I always say, I'm not a chef, but I'm a cook.
Yeah, she do say that, people.
Yeah, so I know how to make a meal work. And me and Sharnice was talking, and she was like, "Oh my gosh!" But she do it too. I promise you, God gives me ideas on how to put meals together so that they are tasty, and we have more than enough, and people can be blessed. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I'm grateful for that. The different meals that we come up with that I set sometimes, we were getting the donations that we were purchasing. Sometimes what happened is that you may not have enough of one item. So maybe I got maybe 40 pounds of chicken, but I don't have some other things. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't have some other things.
Hmm.
Let me come back um, to how to take that 40 pounds of chicken and make it work where it's like I got 80 pounds, to double
Yeah.
that or 100 pounds. And God is always faithful. And I'm doing it and I'm praying while I'm doing, Lord, help me. Tell me a meal that will work. And so, just being in jeans, especially during the winter months, it's a little easier
Yeah.
because, you could do your soups. I have that little dish that we have where we do with the biscuits and make a gravy and put that chicken over there. Honey, baby, them people love that meal.
Yeah, and I know it's not some gravy. I like gravy on almost anything, especially
Yeah, you.
like sausage biscuit gravy, chicken. Like Purcell be getting mad at the way I eat because it's like
Oh
I
my
like me a
gosh.
good country fried steak with the gravy on top breakfast.
Uh-huh.
Country fried chicken. I love stuff like that. That's always an amazing meal to me. So yeah, listen, people, the streams are getting shorter, right? They're getting shorter, but that's because we're having more progress. So
Yeah.
we kind of don't have a choice but for the streams to get shorter, and that's why, because like tomorrow the stream will likely be short, because we're going to be out in Macon passing out flyers trying to get people to show up Wednesday the stream will be short because we're going to be inside of Texas Roadhouse at in Macon, Georgia, trying to still get more people to go inside and get some more flyers passed out. Thursday likely will be a longer stream possibly, but then we'll be working to get the stuff for Saturday. So the streams are getting shorter, and it's just because we're doing we're having progress. We're having a reason to not sit down here and do it. But I warned you all, I told you all the stream will move from downstairs. We won't be here all the whole time. So tomorrow you'll get to see us traveling down to Macon.
Yeah.
um you'll get to be a part of us passing out some flyers, going into some of these barber shops, trying to get donations, going into some other, just doing a lot. You're gonna just see a lot. And Wednesday
Yeah.
we'll be back in Macon and doing some great stuff there. Thursday, it's just thank you, Biggie. I had to go get right. I can't be going in Texas Roadhouse looking a mess. So but yeah, so that we are heading in the right direction, people. People
Definitely.
people are donating. Goals are being met. Conversations are being had. A lot of things. People are stepping up. People are
Amen.
people are stepping up. I was telling my mom. I said, "Listen, I'm telling you now. When Jonah was saying, throw me off the boat, don't worry, Jonah. I will. You ain't even got to tell me.
Throw me overboard.
Throw me overboard. You don't
Mhm.
have to tell me to throw you overboard. I promise you. I'm going. If you own this, and you trying to make us lose at this point, I will throw you overboard.
Listen, you too anxious to throw folks overboard.
I am. I am.
Yeah.
I'm she said, you know, somebody gonna sneeze, you gonna be like, yep, I'm on my way. You're exactly right. I'm on my way to throw you overboard. We are going to make this happen, and when it happens, it's only just going up from there. Once we get inside this location, it just goes
That's
up from
it.
there.
You know you can only go for so long before it breaks. And let's think about, here's what was going on with the children of Israel. Uh, some of them lost faith. They
Yeah,
were traveling, but it took so long.
yeah,
And the Bible lets us know that they were wandering around the same thing. So I'm always encouraged when I hear people. It used to bother me, but when I hear people say, "Man, she's still at it. She doing the same thing. She ain't made it yet." Listen, I just been going in circles until it was time to go into the promised land.
yeah.
And it's time. You know what I mean? And so I've learned some things. I've developed different skills that will help me to maintain a place in the promised land.
And I will say that you've become like you've always been bold when preaching, but you've become bold outside of the pulpit in terms of speaking up,
Yes,
advocating for yourself, like
yes,
saying like, "Hey, no, 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 look over here. We're doing something too. Send some of that money this way." I would
that's
definitely say you've like grown in that area too.
let me tell you, that is nothing but the truth, right? So I can't say that enough, that people, have no clue how bashful and shy I am. That was my little nickname, Shy. You know how bashful and shy I am, to, you would make me angry. Then you meet a whole different person, like, whoa, I
Yeah,
didn't even know she could talk. You know what I mean? But over the years, I had to learn how to even take that and manage that where it will bring God glory and not make it about me.
yeah.
So yeah, this is very new for me. I've been a bold soldier, honey. Today I was sending emails out and texting people. And before I did it, I said, okay, I'm gonna pray about this. And I'm like, Father, you gotta help me. Cause you know what? I told your wife, I said, here's the thing. I guess God allowed me to go through so much where I always needed to ask for help for such a time
Mhm.
as this.
Yeah,
Because, God had to deal with me one time where it was like I wouldn't ask for help for myself, but I would ask for help for others. And, the
yeah.
Father was kind of like, it's still begging. Whether you look at, I don't want to. I want to ask people because I don't want people to think I'm begging. I'm a beggar. I'm a beggar. And God said, ain't no wrong with being a beggar if you got a good cause. It's okay. So you got to get to that place that you don't take it personal. And I always say, like to tell this little story about a young lady who I met when I was working at the group home. When I tell you that little girl knows she could beg, I pro. Oh my God, Miss Rochelle, can I get $1? I gave her $1. It could be 10 o'clock in the morning. She'll come back at 2. Miss Rochelle, can I get another dollar? Girl, can I just give you $1 at 10? I know, but can I get another dollar? Girl, you beg so much. I do, but can I get another dollar? It's like, oh, Miss Rochelle, you gonna give me that dollar? I gonna give her $1. Before I leave, oh, Miss Rochelle, can I get $1? Girl, no, ma'am. Can I get 50 cents? It's like, can I get a quarter? It's like, girl. But the thing about it, she got what she wanted more often than not getting it. And
Yeah,
I'm telling you, because she was persistent with that thing, and she didn't mind. You couldn't hurt her feelings.
yeah, yeah.
It just didn't bother her.
Yeah, I
She,
know one of the things now. I don't know. Maybe now Purcell is more of a negotiator than he used to be. I remember Purcell wasn't much of a negotiator,
yeah,
but
me,
like me, Dad taught us the worst they could say is no.
I
But
know.
it's worse to not ask than you leave like, man, I should have asked. I should have said this. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'd rather you just tell me no. And I was telling someone today because they were saying, they were making a point of something like when you're going outside of yourself, you're relying on someone else to help you do something. And they were saying like it was an issue. And then I'm like, everybody has to go at some point, somebody got to help you. If
Someone needs to help you.
if no one helped Bishop Jakes, we wouldn't know who Bishop TD Jakes is.
This
But
is so true.
and I told him, even if it's just I help you with an opportunity,
Right.
everybody needs help getting started. Nobody
Yeah.
can get started by themselves. Well, you can get started. I don't know how far it's going to go, but you can
Yeah.
certainly get started. But until somebody who has something and they can help you decide, I'm going to help you, it's not really much you can do.
No, but you know what, too, Chaston, and that's the thing. And you're right. That's where I've changed. It's like at this stage in my life, I've been through enough that I have, people talk about me, people lie on me, people tell the truth about me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes the truth is worse than the lie.
For
So
real.
I've gone through that, and I've learned to um, be who I am in God, regardless. And I thank God for that deliverance from people,
Yeah.
and that I understand that an assignment, and this is an assignment. I understand that an assignment is meant to have more people than just you.
Yes.
You see, and I used to say for many years, and I'm sure Natasha will remember me preaching. I don't care, ain't nobody got to help me. I'll stand by myself. And but God starts showing me, no, baby, you gonna
you
need
want
somebody to
you
help
want
you.
somebody to stand with you.
Yeah, yeah, you gonna need somebody to help you. And so I had to get to the place that I understood that help is needed, especially when the assignment is huge.
Yeah.
So if my assignment is a one person job, then no, I don't need help.
Mm-hmm.
But if my assignment is for the multitude, even Jesus, when he fed the multitude, he had them to pass it out.
Yeah.
You understand? He
Yeah.
he didn't do it. He had people to go and they passed it out. And then they gathered, the remnant, the leftover. So it's nothing wrong. So I don't even let that bother me anymore. I thank
Mm-hmm.
God for deliverance from people, because one of the things I understand as well is that when God's hand is on you, not everybody is going to appreciate it or take advantage of it. And it's just their laws.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people who God has assigned to you for your life that you are supposed to reach. And I feel that's why the devil tries to beat us down with so many other things, to make you sit down and be quiet.
Yeah.
Because if you're quiet, then you can't say the words of life that's needed so that someone else can get better. So yeah, it's greater than me. So I love the Lord enough that I don't care to talk about me and still give $10. You know, hey, call me a beggar and still get him $10. I don't care,
Yep.
because as long as we reach that goal and we do what we need to do, and ultimately it's the Lord's doing. So people who give, I know some people give in the wrong spirit. That's on them. We still gonna take your $10 and we gonna use it.
And
But
listen, if she decide your attitude was too bad that she don't want your $10, please inbox me.
right, I'm gonna take it. No, no,
I'm gonna
son,
take them
I
$10.
got better. I listen, I've gotten better. I saw the time I would preach places, and man, God will move, and the folks' attitude would be. So I'd say, "Look, keep your money." And Prophet Darcy used to always say to me, "Girl, quit leaving their money there. Let them have attitude. Take their money. You work for it. You earned it." But at the time I was young and a high head. I'm like, man, I don't want nothing they got. And shoot, yeah. But now I take it, and you can have attitude. I don't even care. That's on you. You and
Yep.
your attitude gave me that money. We took it, and we're going to use it for the good. But but more seriously, here's how I look at it. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I know who is going to benefit, how it's going to
Yeah.
help, and these people can't help themselves, because if they could, they wouldn't be in the shape that they're in.
Yep.
And so with that in mind, I don't mind taking, the blows or the whatever, as long as we're able to accomplish the goal. And I know the Father is so faithful. He will not allow us to come this far, to put forth
Mm-hmm.
this effort, and then allow us to be made ashamed. So we're gonna do it. You know, they that know their God, they shall be strong and they shall do exploits. So we're gonna do it, because
Yes.
we know who the Father is, and our trust is in Him.
Yeah. And somebody has asked me, uh, what you gonna do if y'all don't raise the money? I said the guy's still gonna give us the keys, so I don't care either way. Either way it go, we get
I
inside the
love
building.
that. Yeah, listen, I
Even if we
love
don't
that.
raise it, we still getting the keys. So that's what you should ask me. What you gonna do if you don't get the keys? Now that's a different conversation.
That's a different conversation.
But
Then
what I'm
we'll
gonna do if we
know
don't get, yeah, if I don't get the money, I'm not worried about that because the man's still gonna give us the keys.
he still has to give the keys. If we don't get the keys, then that means wrong door. But if it's the wrong door, the Father wouldn't let us be out here this far. He would
Yeah.
have told us already, wrong door.
Yep.
You know, so we've been covering this in prayer before we joined, the stream. We were in prayer. You know, we did a short prayer because we're persevering, asking the Lord to bless our efforts, that when we go out, you know, and we're giving those flyers, that we would get the right people hearing our hearts, and feeling led to be a blessing.
Yeah.
And that's what the
Yeah.
Father do. He touches the hearts of people. Have you ever felt to just help somebody?
Hmm.
Absolutely. You know, so you know it's the Lord. You just be like, I'm gonna help them. Yeah, God put that on you to help. So
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I know one of these for one of these Saturdays, I'm thinking next Saturday on Sunday, I'm planning to go to Macon early so I can go by some of these churches and let them know, hey, this is what we're doing. Can you all please come meet us at Texas Roadhouse?
that would be great.
Let people see
Yeah.
that the church is not in competition with each other.
No,
We
no.
band together and we help each other out. Y'all come
Yeah.
on, stop by Texas Roadhouse Saturday and support us.
Yeah, this is where you come eat at. Y'all come eat here.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah.
coming to eat here anyway. So y'all gonna take a flyer and just get 10% to us. Come on.
Right. And help us to do what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's a great idea.
yep. So listen, people, this is the end of our stream. My guest said he had to last minute phone call and had to do some other stuff. But he said Thursday he's looking like he'll be able to attend that stream. So we looking forward to that. Thank you, High Priest, for coming up.
Oh, I
Thanks,
love it. No problem.
my guy Darius for hopping on and having a conversation with us for a couple hours. You all have a great night. Hit your cash app, $ Soul Seeker SOS. You can also go to the website to give a donation. And listen, if you don't have the money to do so, that's okay. Take the flyer, give it to someone else, and ask
Yeah.
them, can you please send $10
There you
to this
go.
organization? I don't have
Yeah.
it, but I really want to support.
I really want to support those people. Yeah, that's what you could do. Share it. If you don't have it, share with somebody else. I'd like a deacon and just go ask people for some money and then give it, sow it. And that would be great.
My mama's obviously watching the news.
I'm getting ready to watch the news. I'm sorry.
But you all have
I'm
a great
done.
night. I don't know what time we'll be streaming tomorrow, but we will be in Macon, Georgia tomorrow, passing out flyers and getting ready for our stream at the Texas Roadhouse in Macon while people join and have some good food. Everybody have a good night. Young people, thank you for coming on. I'm gonna give some of y'all a call because I'm gonna need your assistance tomorrow and Wednesday. So I will be giving you all a call. Y'all have a good night.